Hello everyone and welcome back to the Aircraft Showcase. Um, Last time we finished up the European aircraft and started in with the Russian ones, namely the MiGs. Also, hello Sly, welcome to Stream. Today we're going to finish up the Russian aircraft. Because there's 6 Russian aircraft left. But let's go ahead and figure out where we're going. Okay. It's actually not a terrible mission for it. So we're starting off with one of my lesser liked aircraft. Not the worst, but I'm definitely not a fan of its performance. Or its looks. But it is the MiG-31 Foxhound. A high-speed intercept aircraft able to withstand supersonic speeds at low altitudes. Some real strange stats. Well, we're in real strange, but real life stats. The MiG-31 was developed from the MiG-25 Foxbat. This is better than the Foxbat in every way, but that's not saying a much. The only thing the Foxbat was good at was going really fast. The Foxhound is an interceptor. It's really fast, and it's designed for long-range sniping. It was manufactured from 1975 to 1994. It was introduced into the Soviet Air Force on May 6, 1981. Its first flight was September 16th, 1978. And it has been... it is still in service with the Russian Air Force, although it has been retired from the Kazakh Air Force in 2023. Operators include the Russian Air Force. Former operators include the Soviet Union and Kazakhstan. As for our space stats, before we do, let me check my chat. Hi, Floof. Welcome to Stram. But our base stats are a speed of 85, which is one of the fastest in the game. We got an air-to-air of 60, an air-to-ground of 35, mobility of 45, stability of 55, and a defense of 70. That should not be that high because while constructed of titanium, the MiG-31 is a lot more fragile than you think. Namely because of all the fuel that it's required to carry. Anyway, hey Nugget. Right now I'm doing great. Tomorrow, I don't know. Because as I posted in my Discord, the weather or migraine forecasts and sinus forecasts for the next 4 days are like red. So I'm going to be hurting the next couple days because we're getting a snowstorm that's going to blow through. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the parts I've got. Here comes the snow. Hello, Rick. Yep. Pretty much everyone north of or west of Colorado is gonna get snow sometimes this weekend in the United States. Yeah, I've had 31. Yeah. I don't know why Project Ace has always had the Fox Hen as a bullet sponge, but it is. Alright. Now for our engine, we've got available, we got the Advanced Turbo Engine, the Rocket Motor mod, which gives a lot of speed and some mobility. Scramjet, which might actually be faster, but it's not worth the mobility and stability cost. And then there's the Turbo Ram, which might actually be the fastest, but again, I don't like that mobility cost, so we're going with the rocket motor. It's still fast, but we actually get a bonus to our mobility. For the wing, we can have the extra air brake, the Thornback fin, or the advanced actuator. You know what? We can take the defense and stability cost. I'm going to make this an actually mobile, maneuverable MiG-31. Oh yeah. You guys get no snow. For armor, we can have the ceramic armor, which massively increases defense. Anti-ground armor, which makes it where we don't immediately die when we hit the ground. Titanium aluminite armor, which gives us the most armor. Extra hard point, which gives us more weaponry. Or what I've got equipped, light armor, which actually cuts our armor, but gives us mobility. And we're already pretty tanky as it is, so I'm just going to cut that down so I can get more turning. As for avionics, we can have the Terra Hammer, but why would you have air to ground with the MiG-31? It's kind of stupid. You can have the Fenrir ECMS, which defeats lock-ons a little bit. Or you can have the advanced fire control to give you even more range. And what are we? Oh yeah, we're an interceptor. We like range. Scotland's cold, but the shitty kind. Cold with high humidity. We're going to be below 0 wind chill over the weekend. Below freezing. Let's see here. I think on Monday morning, the temperature, or the wind chill, or what it's supposed to feel like, it's supposed to be like negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Which would be for anybody that doesn't, or that's never been to the moon. I had to get that little jab in there. That would be negative 23 degrees Celsius. That's what it's going to feel like in Kansas on Monday. With snow on the ground. So, yay! And it's supposed to drop like 30 degrees tomorrow in 2 hours. Which means my head is going to go boom boom. With the pressure difference. Anyway, enough about that. Let me switch my emblem. I would switch it to the Yugdabanian emblem, but we don't have a Yugdabanian emblem here. We also don't have a Belkin emblem either. Alright, as for liveries, our liveries include the factory MiG-31 gray. We got the blue-gray camouflage from Ace 5. This was the base livery that the Oceans used. Got the Forest livery, which looks like crap. Like, literally. It looks like Something your dog would leave you in the yard. We've got the Russian Knights inspired livery. This is their version of the the Thunderbirds, or the British Red Arrows. 5, we've got Garavia's Varkalok. And then 6, we've got the best MiG-31 livery that I've seen, and that's Schwartz Team from Zero. We are armed with 123mm GSH-6-3 rotary cannon, which is located on the starboard waist, right about here. Then, if I can pull other things up, we've got 132 R60 aphids, 88 AIM 9X sidewinders for our high cams, 176 lightweight Python 3s, and 44 AIM 132 ASRAM heavyweights. We're just going to stick with the aphids. As for our special weapons, we have 18 what should be R40 Acrids, but these are the AIM 7 Sparrow. We've got what should be 22 FAB 500 kilogram bombs, but these are the Mark 84. We also have 20 of the what should be the R33 Amos long-range missile. Instead, we've got the Darkfire. And then finally, we've got 25 SASMs. I have no idea what model this is. I don't think it's based on anything real. We're going to take the Darkfires.
Terra Squadron, launch.
All right.
This is Rescue Unit Paper Wasp. Do you copy? I'm heading in to recover the lost. Never thought I'd fly.
Oh, also, I mentioned this on the server. I do have Ace Combat 2 in my hand, and it is on my Duck Station emulator. It came in the mail Wednesday. Is that the KP? I think it's MPH. I've never actually played 2. The closest I've played was Legacy, the 3DS one.
Rescue unit is proceeding as planned.
Oh my god. Even though I've got as much mobility as I can get, I still can't turn worse shit. Using graphics mod. I am using the Ostrich's HD texture pack, yes. Get to the chopper! Do it! Do it now! Sorry. Yeah, this is looks much better than the original PSP. Ostrich did a great job with it. Oh, I hate this brick so much.
Move in and I'll cover you. He's all over me.
More incoming reinforcements. They're planning on flanking the chopper. Watch out.
I'm done for.
But yeah, due to the approaching storm,
Done a fine job so far. Keep it up.
there may or may not be streams for the next 4 days. It'll all depend upon how my head is feeling. Hi, Starscream. Welcome to stream.
We've got missiles. Don't let it reach the city.
Thought you could get away from me. Thought you could outrun me. I'm in the fastest thing in the game. Outside of a super plane. You don't suffer any. I'm probably gonna get headaches. Hopefully not too bad, but yeah. As for actual snow damage, I'm not too worried. I'm not going to be driving tomorrow or I'm not going to be driving over the weekend. But we'll probably get like
Reach the destination.
2 to 4 inches. There's a chance we'll get up to 7, but the models right now are all over the place.
Emergency situation. A fire has broken out in the refinery of the city. Part of the pipeline is now in flames. The flames are preventing the rescue helicopter from getting close enough to the target. I need you to attack
Really?
this mining plant and
Huh.
trigger the pipeline safety valve.
I don't know why that would be.
Every second counts. Good luck, Antares.
The mining plant is displayed on the HUD.
Hostile reinforcements are closing in. They've got numbers. Antares, the helicopter has escaped the area, but you still have a few minutes to gain it.
Approximately 30% of enemies around the mining plant have been subdued. I've had enough of you. You're going down.
Oh. So it was sounding low on stream.
Enemy down.
Was it sounding low on the game itself? That's interesting. I'll have to. When we do the Eagle run, you'll have to let me know if that's the case.
Let's show them what we've got.
Because that'll be a 7.
One area remaining. One more, the fires will be totally extinguished. Clearing the way for the rescue helicopter. We're doing well. Half of the enemy forces in the
It's not
area
really
have been
dimmed.
suppressed.
I might have to crank up the, or when I do it, I might have to crank up the game audio on the balance. Was it just A7, or was it other games too?
Hostile destroyed.
Just A7, okay. And were you on Steam or were you on a console? Steam? Okay. That's something I have to pay attention to.
Hostile destroyed.
Oh, also, speaking of sound quality, After we're done with the Joint Assault Showcase, before we head into Assault Horizon, we're going to go back to A6 for one plane. Well, one plane family. Apparently, when we did the Mirage, I was testing it without the voice party, apparently. Well, now it sounds like it's completely garbled and stuttery. So I want to redo that with the proper voice chat party online, so you can actually hear what I'm saying without going insane and wanting to poke an ice pick through your eardrums.
The rescue unit has returned. Escorted back to the Western Front.
Hey, we meet again. So far, everything's been looking good. Now we just need to get the hell out of here. Lead the way. Just how many more of these bad guys are there? Oh, God! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! Calm down, sir. Now, please.
I mean, I hope you don't, because that means that the pilot will die too.
No need to worry, sir.
But as for you, you know, well... Could. Yeah, I don't know. I can check back on some of my previous Ace 7 streams, see how the cutscenes played out. Who knows? Sly, put you through the ringer in Ace 7 multiplayer, is that it? Was he a Arclight Wyvern? Because if so, that's an unforgivable sin.
Rescue unit has reached the halfway point.
So I was leaving play TD and he's like,
I have visual on target destination. Keep it up.
oh, I despise MP. Yes, Rick. I'm okay with small squad co-op, but I do not like player versus player at all. Because other people have ruined it for me. Well, no, not. I'm just talking about multiplayer in general. I don't care what game it's in. I despise multiplayer, player versus player. Limited cooperative play, sure. Like no more than 4 people, especially if I know them. I'm fine with that.
Just a little more. Come on, we got this.
Yeah, I am looking forward to Ace 8's co-op mode. I don't know why I fired. Son of a bitch.
This is Paper Wasp. I've reached target destination. All in one piece, too. I should be okay on my own from here.
Roger that.
Damn it, the Phantom gets to live.
Not sure about the beauty part. He's still
Sorry,
sleeping
does
like
that.
a baby without
That's alright.
a
You only missed the Foxhound.
Good work, Antara Squad.
Also,
Back to base.
Starscream was telling me how you arc lighted him in multiplayer. Naughty, naughty. Jay does that to you. Uh-huh. And how much sleep have you gotten in the past 24 hours?
Mr. LeBlanc is a... This was achieved thanks to the flying of Paper Wasp and support of Antara Squadron. Good job. The Fortress Spiritus has now left the Middle East and is headed for Anatolia, Turkey. We're to fly north.
But you're not denying that you did Arclight Starscream, did you? That's almost as bad as using the QAM Raptor combo. Oh, okay. Well, if he did it, he didn't say he did it to you too. I mean, Starscream, if you start using the railgun, he has every right to fire back at you with the railgun. So that you brought that on yourself. I love the Raptor, but I usually use the 6 AIM. Yeah, you heard me. But no, when I was doing the PS4 multiplayer to get medals and crap, because people kept using QAMs with the Raptor, I was like, fine, I'll use QAMs too. But I'm actually going to have some honor about it. I'm going to use the F-15J. Really felt bad about using EML, Kelly, and AH. Why would you feel bad about that? The railgun in Assault Horizon sucks. They did my Nosferatu dirty. Well, obviously it's going to piss anybody off, but... Okay, last night, but I need a couple more hours. Dozing off again. So... Let's get using the CFA-44. Okay, so Rick, my favorite game is Ace Combat 6. My favorite fictional plane is the Nosferatu. If you got a problem with that, then speak now or forever hold your peace. Just like thunder's full. Now, the only Nosferatu I really don't like is Assault Horizons. I never got a chance to play or fly Infinities, and 7s is fine. Yeah, it's not as powerful as A6 is, but given the power scaling in 7, it's fine. It is where it needs to be. You got yourself a deal. You can have the Ace 2 XFA 27 and I'll have the Ace 6 CFA Nosferatu with the railguns. You will die. I mean, it was diabolical, but the power scaling in Ace 6 was like Dragon Ball Z. It is literally over 9,000. So every plane in Ace 6 feels more powerful except for the Hornet and the Tomcat. Damn ADMs. Only 12 were launched per salvo. Alright. I don't want to do that mission. Fuck that mission. What's a good air to ground mission that isn't mission 19? Oh yeah, I love AC6. According to Sly, probably too much.
The Valahia have declared an attack on London, which
But
is
no,
the recent relocation of their aerial base.
I know they had to ban the ADMs in multiplayer in AC6 because it was multiplayer.
I know you might not agree with this, but just concentrate on the mission.
But against the computer, they gave you full access to it. Yes, 8 does need mid-mission takeoffs and landings, like 6. I would say maybe not tie them to an operation, but just have them there. Because I do see the argument that tying airfields to operations kind of made that operation required. So have it decoupled from an operation if they go with the operations again. And it'll be fine.
From among the numerous facilities in the area, find...
Anyway. Here's an aircraft that does need to come back. And it's my favorite MiG. And normally I don't like MiGs. I mean, I do like the scene of her kicking a Stovey in the balls, saying the American version of "Go fuck yourself." That was kind of fun. But no, you don't play A6 for the cutscenes. Alright. Our next aircraft is my favorite MiG, and one that really needs to come back just because of how good it is in game. We've got the MiG 1.44 flat pack. Thrust vectoring, nozzles, and large canard wings provide exceptional maneuverability. Now, I know Nugget knows this, or I know I've said this when Nugget's been here, but the MiG 1.44 doesn't really strike me as a Russian aircraft. Doesn't look like a Russian design. You know what it looks like? A thick Typhoon. I like the cheesiness of A6. Hey, I'm a 90s kid. I grew up on cheese. Typhoon stories. Yeah, it is a thick boy. Flat pack. Yeah, I'm not sure why they brought Matilda to the radio station on Chandelier, but whatever. Anyway, flat pack. I realized stats. The MiG Project 1.44 was a technology demonstrator developed by Mikoyan. It was designed for the Soviets' MFI program. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, but translated to English, it would be the Multifunctional Frontline Fighter. And it was the answer to the United States' Advanced Tactical Fighter program. It was meant to incorporate quote-unquote fifth-generation jet fighter features such as super maneuverability, super cruise, advanced avionics, and some degree of radar reduction. This is not a stealth fighter. It is low visibility. There's a difference. The MiG 1.44 was canceled. However, it was built, or one of them was built. And it had its first flight on February 29th in the year 2000. I think at the MAKS 2015 air show. Well, It was shown there. It might have flown. I don't know. Yeah. Where is it? It doesn't say. Probably salvage for parts. Our base stats. We have a speed of 65, a base of 45 air to air, 50 air to ground, 55 mobility, 70 stability, and 50 in defense. As for our parts, let me go ahead and pull back to the. Oh, hold on. Now I can select the aircraft. Let's also change the emblem. All right, for our parts, for engines, we can have the Minotaur, which gives us some speed increase. We've got the Ramjet and the Turbo Ram, which gives us a lot more speed at the cost of a little bit of mobility. But we've got quite a bit. For wings, we can equip the Air Gripper, the Extra Aileron, Extra Canard, and the Advanced Blended Wing Body. One of the best wing parts in the game. For armor, we've got the Beetle Armor, which gives us a little bit of defense and mobility. The Ram Coating, which increases stealth, if that's actually a thing. Ace Combat has never really effectively utilized stealth as a mechanic. So it does do a little bit, but not much. You could also have anti-ground armor if we keep hitting the ground. And the Titanium Illuminite. I went with the Beetle Armor for mobility. And then for avionics, we can have the emergency autopilot system if we suck at flying near the ground, the advanced anti-stealth radar, or the Earthshaker. We're going to go with the anti-stealth radar just because it's better general purpose. But where the flat pack really shines is it's got great base stats all around. I mean, granted, nothing really stands out. But, I mean, just look at those stats. It's relatively good all around. And it's got a fairly versatile weapon loadout. Speaking of which, it says stored at Groloff. Okay. The Soul flat pack is stored at Groloff. I have no idea what that is, but it's probably an air base in Russia somewhere. But as for liveries, we've got the standard ASG, Forest Camo, which doesn't look as much like quote-unquote pet presence as the MiG-31 did. Probably because it has more green than brown. We've also got... Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button. Go away. We've got the gray body with lime green camo, which I do like that one. We've got the Replicator livery from Ace Combat 5. Varkaluk. for Slaymani. And then gray body, black outline. Basically replicator, but without the green. But we're going to go with replicator. As for our guns, or weaponry, this did have an allowance for one 30mm GS30-1 autocannon. And as for missiles, we've got 132 R60 aphids for a standard missile, 88 AIM-9X high cams, Gromov flight history. Okay, that's what it is. 176 lightweight Python 3s, and 44 ASRAM heavyweights. We're going to go with the aphids. For air to grounds, we've got the reliable, what should be the FAB 500 kilo, but we've got the Mark 84s instead. This one's actually accurate. We have 13 R73 Archer QAMs, 16 what should be KH-31 Kryptons. Instead are the AGM-88 Harms for the LAGM. We also have 18 anti-ship missiles, which again should be the KH-31. But this is the ASM-2 or the Type 80 anti-ship missile. But we're going to go with the 500 kilogram, just like in Helldivers.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Yeah, I love the flat pack in every game it's in, and I'm glad that there's now an add-on mod for A7 that gives you the flat pack, because it's just a versatile aircraft, and I love versatility in an aircraft. It's fast, it's mobile, it's got good versatility in weaponry. Damn it.
Good. Continue to differentiate the power stations from the others.
Jamming signals have weakened in the mountain range.
Antares, you'll need to fly your way through long-range attacks.
It's also a multi-role, and I do appreciate multi-roles.
Change the fact that it's dangerous.
Incoming support fire. Stay out of the area of impact.
Pickle.
Stations have been destroyed. Power supply decreased. Estimated impact range is at altitude 4,500 to 6,500. Jamming signals have weakened in the mountain range. Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2. Impact. Bandit acquired.
But aside from the aphids, it does have an internal weapons bay. So that's the low visibility.
Impact range is at altitude 0 to 2,300.
Motherfucker.
Successfully made. Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2. Impact. Power station destroyed. Reduction of power supply. Jamming signals have weakened in the mountain range. Impact range is at altitude 0 to
as praising a Russian aircraft. It happens. Also, since we don't really know what the actual capabilities of the flat pack would have been in combat, since it was only a demonstrator, we don't know how much the Russian debuff would have affected it. All we have to go off of is the strange reel version. I think I guessed right the first time. In every power station grouping.
Guess we've given them good enough reason to show up. Antares, clear our house.
Estimated impact range is at altitude 3,200 to 6,500. Descent to evade. Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2. Impact. Estimated impact range is at altitude 3,200 to 6,500. Descent to evade. Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2. Impact. Estimated impact range is at altitude 3,200 to 6,500. Descent to evade. Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2. Impact.
Nope.
No change in power supply. All target. Enemy has opened fire.
Nimbly dodged.
Is at altitude 3,200 to 6,500. Descent to evade. Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2. Impact.
Inbound missile.
Estimated impact range is at altitude 3,200 to 6,500. Descent to evade. Detonation
Pickle, pickle.
4. No bogeys on radar.
And with that, we're done with one half of the Russian aircraft,
Also a success.
the MiGs.
Good work.
Now we have the Sukhois. I, as a general rule, prefer Sukhoi's designs to
The mission was a success.
MiGs.
Jamming
There is
signals
one
in the Anatolia
notable
area
exception.
have been lifted. I know just how difficult this mission was, but you performed excellently. Well done.
And we will get to that one today. All right, next aircraft on the list. That was complete. Okay. destroy B. I don't know what that one does, but whatever.
Scramble, men.
Um,
Wallahi has invaded Tokyo airspace again. They've also unveiled a new...
Alright, so our first flanker, or Sequoia, is the Su-27 flanker. At the pinnacle of modern technology, boasting both refined aerodynamics and powerful engines. This was essentially the Soviets' answer to the F-15. Now, I might be biased, but the flanker is nowhere near the capabilities of the Eagle. But that's just me. The Su-27 was developed by Sukhoi for the Soviet Union. 680 were built. There are a shit ton of variants. It was manufactured from 1982 to 2010. It was introduced June 22nd, 1985, and its first flight was May 20th, 1977. The same year Star Wars came out. The flanker was intended as a direct competitor for the large U.S. fourth-generation jet fighters, such as the McDonnell Douglas F-15, and with the Su-33, the F-14 from Grumman. Its primary role was long-range air defense against American B-1B Lancers and the B-52. They were also fighter escort for the Soviet bombers. They do have very good air range or fuel range, much more so than the MiG-29. But they are also follow the standard fighter or Soviet fighter doctrine of CQB. As for operators, current operators of the Su-27 include Angola, China, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, the Russian Federation, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, and Vietnam. The United States Air Force also has 2 Su-27Ps that were delivered to the U.S. in the 90s from Belarus. 2 more were bought from Ukraine in 2009 by a private company. They were all eventually bought by the USAF in 2011, and one of them has been retired in 2023. They are used as aggressors in Area 51. Former operators include Belarus, the Soviet Union, and East Germany. I mean, the Flanker is a very good-looking aircraft, but you're talking to an Eagle driver. So, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one there. I like the Eagle better. Well, at least you know. But no, don't get me wrong. I do like the look of the Flanker. It is not a bad-looking aircraft at all. I mean, if we're going on badass-looking fighters, the Eagle is up there. Then the Tomcat, and then the Flanker. Ohio has the Flanker? Maybe? Does Ohio have a Flanker? You're correct. One of them is preserved at the National Museum of the United States Air Force. which is in Dayton, Ohio. Okay. And yeah, it sounds like you got a road trip you got to go on. You can whisper me, Surik, but do I know you by a different name? I'm just wondering. You don't have to tell me. Okay. Because you remind me with that there's another Ace Combat person that I know that really likes the flanker that lives around your neck of the woods. I am on the official Ace Combat Discord, yes. Does Ohio exist? Unfortunately, it does. But no, the artist that did my loading screen, iDoms, he's very much a flanker lover from your neck of the woods. That's why I was wondering. But anyway, I got distracted. Stats. That's right. No idea what that is. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. But that's okay. Stats. Yes. Stats. Base stat. We have base stat of 70 speed, 50 air to air, 30 air to ground, 65 mobility, 60 in stability, and 50 in defense. Serious. Okay. I just have a hard time picking up sarcasm in text. I'm not being suspicious. I'm just literally, I have no idea. Liveries. Oh yeah, parts. That's next. So for parts, sorry. Okay, that will help me out. Let's see here. Emblems. I'm gonna go back to Amaria's. And for parts, I've got, or we can have the light engine equipped to increase our maneuverability at the cost of speed and defense. The rocket motor MOD for more speed and mobility. And then the C-cycle engine for even more speed, but I'll take a little bit of slowness for more mobility. For the wings, we can have the extra ladder, which is better than nothing. The Thornback fin, which is really only good if you want to go air to ground, which, why would you want to do that on the flanker? The advanced actuator for the most mobility possible, or the advanced blended wing body, which gives you more mobility, speed, stability, and defense. It's just better. For armor, we've got the scale armor, anti-ground armor, advanced titanium, and the special alloy armor, which allows us to endure a kill shot once. But I just went with the scale. For avionics, we've got the tracer, salamander, fire extinguisher, and the Argus. think I'm actually going to go with the Argus. All right, now for liveries. We've got the standard three-tone sky blue, which is based off the Soviet Air Force's standard FC-27S livery. I actually don't mind. It's not my favorite, but there are a lot worse Russian liveries. Then we've got the sand camo. We got the three-tone white, gray, black snow camo based off the Su-27 SKM 305 black of the Russian VKS. Fourth livery is white fuselage, the blue triangular design, likely inspired by the Russian Knights. 5 is gray body with black and red highlights, resembling a red-crowned crane. I don't know about that, but I do like. I really like it, so that's probably what we're going to go with. And number 4 is Fenkis. This has been the named Ace flanker livery since Ace 4, maybe even earlier. But I know it best as Fenkis or Phoenix from Ace 6. Phoenix, whatever. This is the Su-27 PD testbed livery, but we're going to go with number 5. As for our weaponry, we are armed with a 30mm Grayazov Shipnikov GS H30-1 autocannon in the right cheek, right there. We're also armed with. Let's see that color needs to. All right. I look forward to it. But we've got 78 R60 aphids for standard missiles, 52 AIM-9X Sidewinder high cams, 104 Python 3 lightweights, and 26 AIM-132 ASRAM heavyweights. We're just going to go with the aphids. For our SP weapons, we've got 16 FAB 250s, or what should be those, 250 kilo bombs, but I believe this is the model of the Mark 83. We've got 10, what should be RBK 250 cluster bombs, but this is actually the CBU. Is it the CBU 87? Not sure. Yep, CBU 87. Basically the American version of it. Then we've got 12 of the what should be the R27 Alamo, but instead this is the AIM-7 Sparrow. And finally, what should be 24 R77 Adders, but are actually AIM-120 AMRAAMs. You have 24 of these, we're going to take those. And here we go.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Yeah. My favorite flanker variant actually isn't in Joint Assault.
The SDF are offering resistance
What my favorite flanker variant is actually the 33, the carrier one. Second favorite we'll be doing next, and that's the 27. Or not 27, but the 37. This is almost too maneuverable for my own good.
Thank you for your support. Can you see the big one from up there? This is Captain Martinez. Affirmative. We have visual. Looks like it's different from what we faced before. Be careful.
Hostile reinforcements believed to be BMC.
So you and I both have the same taste in flankers. The 33 and the 37. You falling for the 30 SM? I'm not a fan of the 30 because it has a problem that most dual seaters have. Unless, at least to me, if a dual seater is based off of a single seater, it looks derpy to me. There's one exception, and that is the Strike Eagle. Damn it. I am way too fast.
That movement allows the enemy to fire from various directions. Focus on evasion during this zone.
All AA guns has been destroyed. Deploy the next wave.
Yes, I do think the super or the dual seater Super Hornet looks derpy.
Keep its upper surface toward us at all times.
Not as derpy because of the cockpit alignment. But yeah, it does look kind of derpy.
Keep your distance from the enemy.
Antares, it'll take too long to deal with this piece by piece in the face of such firepower. Indicates the hostiles' fire control units. Attack the FCU and silence all the hostiles' air defenses at once.
Engine systems all green. Wipe out enemy units prior to attack on Tokyo.
My issue with canards, I don't mind canards as long as they're small and positioned behind the cockpit. So the flanker canards, those I'm okay with. Rafale canards, fantastic.
Hostile destroyed.
Typhoon canards, no, they're too far forward. J-20 canards, too big.
Target is smoking. Attacks are having an effect.
F-15 SMTD canards, those are Dumbo ears. They are too big. Taste. I'm also okay with the Burkett's canards, because again, they are behind the cockpit and they're not that big.
What's going on here? How did he splice into our encrypted line?
I have other issues with the Burkett, which we'll get to later, but the canards are not one of them. Leave my beautiful mustachio. Yeah, Nugget doesn't like it when I talk about my or the Typhoon's canards. Son of a bitch.
Hostile destroyed. Locked on target.
Jolly, huh?
The only thing I value is money, earned in exchange for enemy lives. Give us money, and more importantly,
great tradition of our pilots.
Sounds like a fun
Robert
gig.
Stanford.
Exactly what I'm looking for.
I'm with you as well. My favorite European fighter is the Rafale. The Rafale is the best European fighter aircraft of the current generation.
Return to base
Hell,
now.
the Rafale I think is better than the Hornet at this point.
I'll have HQ deal with the Rigel squadron.
And what's even better is the Rafale can operate off of American carriers because the French actually have a real carrier, the Charles de Gaulle.
Antares, incoming missiles, evade.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not doubting the Typhoon's capabilities, but
Those AA missiles have
I will take the Rafale over the Typhoon any day.
Fortunately, they're slow. Watch their vector and evade. Shouldn't be difficult for you.
Also. Yeah, I completely understand why Nugget doesn't like the Rafale. He's Scottish, and the Rafale is French. But do you know how much it pains me to say that a French aircraft is better than an American aircraft? That hurts my soul. But it's true. The Rafale is a better carrier aircraft than the Hornet.
Enemy has opened fire.
God fucking damn it.
Keep an eye on the condition of your aircraft.
Take your Typhoon over the Eagle. Okay, now you can ban him. No. No, I'll take an Eagle over a Typhoon any day. I'll take an Eagle over a Rafale. I'll take an Eagle over anything. Stop it! Oh my god! I'm gonna run out of weapons because this thing won't stay fucking still. There we go. Scotland, France had all the alliance of traditional loyalties to get luck. Yeah, and the Americans and the French had early alliances too. But
Confirmed. Target destroyed.
I am ethnically British.
Antares.
The F-15C. The Eagle and the SMTD, though. I mean, my favorite Eagle version right now is the Strike Eagle. Although, once the EX rolls out in mass, it's going to be the EX. The Eagle 2.
The enemy weapon was shot down, preventing any further damage to the Tokyo area.
That's actually the conformal fuel
As
tanks.
their commander, I have no one to blame but myself. In light of
And
this
those are
the international
technically also available for the Charlie.
measures.
They're
Sure,
detachable.
they'll call on us, but after what we have.
I don't know if they're detachable on the Strike Eagle, though. But I know they are on the Charlie Eagle. You know, I do like the conformal fuel tanks on the Strike Eagle. I totally get where you're coming from. All right. One flanker down, one more to go. Just getting its stuff ready. Its stat sheet ready. All right. Let me double check the chat. No, it's there. Okay, cool. And what mission are we doing this on? Okay.
Our forces are.
Yeah, now my second favorite flanker. The Su-37 Terminator. Multi-purpose fighter, boasting advanced electronics and thrust vectoring nozzles. In real life, however, this was purely a tech demonstrator. Mainly to demonstrate the proof of concept of thrust vectoring. This was designed by the Sukhoi Design Bureau for the Russian Federation. It was the initial project started in 1983, but its first flight was April 2nd, 1996. It was formally introduced into the Russian Air Force on October 25th, 1997. However, it is out of service because the only model built crashed in 2002. Yeah. The port tailplane, basically this, broke off during a high G maneuver, leading to a crash at Satara in Moscow on December 19th, 2002. Structural failure was caused by repeated exceeding the crash design load during 6 years of testing. Pilot did eject safely. However, it was developed, the flight data was then later developed into the Su-30, both the MKI for India, the MKM for Malaysia, and the SM for Russia, and the Su-35S for Russia and China. Hold on. I think my Twitch thing froze. There we go. But as for stats, our base stats are 70 in speed, 55 in air-to-air, 45 in air-to-ground, 70 in mobility, 65 in stability, and 50 in defense. Our parts. Hold on. Thought I heard something. All right. Doing those for no reason. So our parts, we've got for engines, we have the light engine, the rocket motor MD, the C-cycle, and the Mercury. Mercury would kill our speed, but it would make us the most maneuverable thing in the... Yeah, let's actually do that. For our wing, we've got the extra ladder, extra canard, thornback fin, and the advanced actuator. For armor, we've got the scale armor, anti-ground armor, advanced titanium, and the special alloy. We're just going to the scale. For avionics, we got the tracer, the salamander, and the Argus. We're going to go with the Argus. All right. And for liveries, our first livery is the three-tone tan, brown, green camo based on the SU-35 prototype T-10M-9 Black 709. It's also the primary ISAF livery used by in Ace 4. Then we've got the two-tone jagged mustard brown camo based on the original SU-37 711 white. Got the black fuselage with the charcoal radome. We got yellow squadron livery, which, my emblems seem to fit that. I wonder which livery we're going to use. We've got the Varkaluk livery for Kikarov. And if we had an Estavakian emblem, I would be using that. Because this is my favorite flanker livery ever. The Strigan livery from a 6. Of course you would. Yeah, of course I would. Why wouldn't I? Well, I also like the black. Black and red is a very good color combo. Don't blame me. Liberation Boy. I mean, it's also the color scheme, or the color palette of the Rosgri Squadron. It just looks good. But we're going to be using Yellow Squadron, which is my second favorite flanker livery. They're very close. Third favorite is Phoenix's from Ace 2. Despite the fact that it still gives me PTSD from the Scarface challenge in Ace 6. If you haven't seen that yet, it is on my YouTube archive channel. Go look at it. That challenge made me almost want to stop playing Ace 6. Anyway, we are armed with a GS H30-1 30mm cannon. We're also armed with Scarface Challenge Pleasure. Yeah, it was. I hated every second of it, but I'm proud that I did it because I don't think anyone else has. So I take pride in that accomplishment. Hell, I might even post that playlist in the Ace Combat Discord server if I get perms. But anyway, for our standard missiles, we've got 114 R60 aphids. Yeah, I did. Well, I came up with the rules, but you guys voted for me to do it. 76 AIM 9X Sidewinder high cams. 152 Python 3 lightweights. 38 AIM 132 ASRAM heavyweights. We're going to go with the aphids. And for SP weapons, we've got 11 R73 Archers for QAMs. 11 what should be KH-31 Kryptons, but these are Type 80 anti-ship missiles. Got 16 what should be R-37 Axe Heads, but they're actually, well, dark fires. And then 16 FABs, which to be honest, I'm not sure what the Russian equivalent of them are, but the model is the Mark 79. But we're going to go with the Archers.
Antera Squadron, launch. Antares, we have visual.
So,
Underground missile
Flanker Boy,
secure it and
what's your
prevent
flanker or favorite flanker livery? Is it Phoenix's?
terrorism here and now.
Hostile air forces approaching.
Burford, do you copy? I have a message from Dumitris for the IUPF. We are in the final stage to fire a nuclear strike.
What? Why?
This isn't a warning. It's a final declaration, Colonel.
Petrovsky Bonds.
Nuclear missiles
I don't know if you're joking or not.
Europe. You don't have time to wait for your ground forces to arrive. The perfect situation. Now, Antares, it's time to fight. Let's see if you have what it takes to become a hero.
That's what I thought, because, you know, petrol is an English word. Brown light, brown.
We're taking the Scorpion down today. Get into formation.
Is that the Terminator one?
What's wrong, Ace? Let your guard down, and you won't last a second in these skies. It's mine, you hear me? Antares, you would want to follow Jerry, right?
So, you know, I mean, Yellow Squadron is one of the best liveries in the series. It's up there with Strigan, Cypher's F-15C, the Rosgreaves livery in general. One livery that I do like is the Arctic Splinter and the Serdyakov. I probably horribly pronounced that, but I really don't care.
Warm up for a joint assault. Go.
That's why the IUPF is made to comprise of PMCs. The areas behind it all. It's all a farce. And that's why we switched to a better paying sponsor. That's right. But I hear you guys fight that all justice. Fight for peace. We got a true hero here.
Target hit.
You bastards.
Captain!
And you go.
Can't believe he felt like that.
Hayate!
All right, Antares. Now finish off the rest of them.
I can't believe the captain got shot down. Just proves how good he really was. Watch out! Enough! Still need to take down Antares. Shut up! Can't you see we just lost our captain?
Antares.
And that's why I like Orima the best, because he actually gives a shit about his comrades. He's a morally bankrupt merc, but he cares about his friends. The rest of them don't give a shit. Those seem like, or the green, white, brown. Yeah, I consider that the ISAF one. That one's not bad. But the Ocean Splinter, or Ocean Arctic Splinter, basically the Ocean version of the SU-35, that one, or the ISAF version, I love that livery. But then again, I much prefer naval aviation, so anything that reminds me of blue works.
All bandits confirmed destroyed.
Good work, Antares. This must have been difficult for you. But what's this Golden Axe plan all about?
Sir, we don't have much time before they launch.
I will say this.
That's right. Our work here
The Russians have a lot better modern liveries than most American ones do, because American liveries are basically just fucking gray.
Clear launch.
That's
I
it.
know it sounds crazy, but it's our only option. It's in your hands now.
Used to be that the Navy could get away with custom squadron liveries, but that got axed.
Cleared out all ground forces. We're going into the fortress to destroy their facilities.
UPEO skins? I like Reyna's,
After penetrating the fortress, head to the
because
central
again, it's
control
blue.
hub.
Sarf isn't.
Good luck.
If you're talking about the black one, that's also pretty good. And I will be able, or I do have Ace 3, the Japanese version, en route. It expected delivery between February 4th and February 10th. So I'll be able to stream that one here shortly too. Which means the only Ace Combat games that I won't be able to stream will be Ace Combat Advanced, Northern Wings, Skies of Incursion, because those are mobile, Legacy, because the 3DS simulator is dead, and Infinity, because Infinity is dead.
Keep your cool. That's Silo E. There's a passageway to the next silo on the right ahead. The control center should be up ahead.
Not legally, no. The best 3DS simulator was handed a cease and desist from Nintendo. So, if you already had it before the cease and desist, I think you're okay. But I don't have it, so I can't get it legally.
But in the process, we've uncovered their Golden Axe.
Which means I'm not going to get it.
We must head to the U.S.
Because I do not want to
Executed.
incur Nintendo's wrath. I could try and get a capture card for it, but that's going to be really expensive. And I don't know exactly where my 3DS and my copy of Legacy is.
The nuclear.
The Valahir's betrayal sure had me shaking in my boots. But I'll
Yeah. I am not Nintendo's biggest fan at the moment because of their practices. Alright. Next up, my least favorite plane ever. We got another tech demonstrator. But we're going to go to 20 for this one.
Our objective
Hey, man, I'd
is
be
to
like,
wipe out the Golden Axe plan's private army
What?
before they attack
What is your
civilian
least
systems.
favorite aircraft?
They have forces
Well-
in an abandoned airport in the Sierra Mountains, and the Spiritus is near Lake Tahoe. The main hostile force in Nevada has been destroyed. take down the Spiritus, hiding in the Lake Tahoe.
Excuse me. It is the SU-47, the Burkett. Forward swept wings allow sharp turns while electronically controlled canards to maintain stability. Now you might be wondering, why do you hate this? Well, it's not the canards, and it's not the forward swept wing either. The OGs, yeah. It's this right here. You see, this tail boom is more or less flush with the engine nozzles. This one sticks a good 3 feet outwards. My OCD cannot handle the asymmetry. So does my least favorite aircraft. It's not anal retentive, it's obsessive compulsive. Other than that, I don't have a problem with it. Anyway. Our real life stats. This was a technology demonstrator, primarily to test the feasibility of forward swept wings. This was the Russian program, or the same Russian, or the Russian program of the Grumman X-29. Just the X-29 was smaller. But what it showed that forward swept wings makes it extremely maneuverable, even without thrust vectoring. What it also showed was that it put increased stress and wear and tear on the airframe. So an airframe could not last as long with forward swept wings as a traditional swept or backward swept wing would be. Excuse me, hold on. Gotta blow my nose. Alright, I'm better now. Something they have that in 3 or 4. I think they did, yeah. But it was called the S-37 at the time. At least that's what it was in 4. It might be in 3 because in A7 there is an official Ace-3 variant or livery for it. So it's possible. Anyway, for stat-wise, or for real, only one of these was built. Its first flight was September 25th, 1997. It was originally known as the S-37. It was redesignated to SU-47 in 2002. It's officially named Burkett, the Kazakh word for eagle. It also incorporated fly-by-wire. It is currently, as far as I know, still around. Oh, it does have limited thrust vectoring. Okay. But our base stats, we have a 70 in speed, 60 in air-to-air, 40 in air-to-ground, 70 in mobility, 65 in stability, and 50 in air-to-ground. Or defense. Yeah. I can't talk today. But let's go ahead and take a look at our parts. emblem. Let's just go with our standard Amerian. Alright. But our parts, we've got for engines, we can have the light engine, the rocket motor MOD, or the C-cycle. But I picked the rocket motor for speed and mobility. For wing, we can have the extra ladder, the extra canard, thornback fin, and the advanced actuator. We're going with this. For armor, we got the scale armor, anti-ground armor, and the advanced titanium. Let's go with the advanced titanium. And for avionics, got the Tracer, Salamander, and the Argus. Yeah, we'll stay with the Tracer. For liveries, we've got the standard black, standard white, tan, brown, olive, desert camo. SC-35 prototype, number 703 paint scheme. I love this paint scheme. Not necessarily on the Burkett, but on the flanker. 5 is an orange Phoenix design. And number 6 is Galt Team. I need to fix my livery, or my emblem. Hold on. Should be Ustio. Yeah, I do like the Galt Team livery. Although, actually, my favorite Burkett style livery is Grabix, but I think that one's actually in the next plane. For weapons, we got a GSH. Well, we don't really have any weapons in real life, but we would. The game gives us a GSH 30-1 30mm autocannon. We have 126 R60 aphids. 84 AIM-9X Sidewinder high cams. 168 lightweight Python 3s. 42 AIM-132 ASRAM heavyweights. And then for special weapons, we've got 21 volleys of the JP-233 bomblet dispenser, which is a piece of shit. I don't know how to use it. We've got 17 SASMs. I don't know what model this is. We've got 15 R73 Archer QAMs and 24 ODMMs, which is the poor man's ADMM. We're going to go with this one.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Oh, boy. I can't believe we have to fight this thing again.
Lighten up, Corporal. Just think of this
Yeah.
as a chance to shoot it
Look
down.
at the difference on that tail.
I'm looking forward to some fireworks.
That tail boom drives me insane.
We have visual. It's the Spiritus.
The PMCs? All crew, we've got a warm-up exercise before our strike on San Francisco. Get rid of these.
Don't allow them to reach San Francisco. Eliminate them here.
Bandit acquired. Imperius, your missiles aren't
I don't know if that's how EM radiation works, because the missiles are technically kinetic. Now, if we were using directed energy, I could totally see it. Perfections. This is an imperfection. Just, it's asymmetry. And not good asymmetry. It's bad asymmetry. Although I do love this music and soundtrack.
Look for an opening and then counterattack. Ah, that was a small window.
Drifted too close. Fire the missiles! Although, seriously, where is the U.S. Air Force?
Destroy enemy missile ports to cover our ground forces.
Size antennas in the F-15 still. Tail's annoying. It doesn't annoy me as much as the tail boom does, because they're not as noticeable, but I understand the feeling. I think it's because they are two different functioning antennas. What's wrong? You don't want to play there, Burkett? God damn it. Too low. Is there technically a reason for the difference? Yeah. One of the tail booms is normal. The other one has the drag chute. Guess which one has the drag chute?
Locked on target.
Yeah, instead of putting the drag chute here, they put it here. Yep, no longer one.
Antares, hostiles are attempting to retreat. Stop them and finish them off. Aim for the rear exhausts. They're gaining ground. Be careful. All targets destroyed.
I guess.
Antares, looks like they still have some.
But to me, it feels like it would pull the aircraft to the right.
Electro-laser cannon. Antares, move! Antares, we'll still be launching a missile from Nevada as planned. However, it won't be difficult for them to intercept it with that cannon. Focus your fire and disable the electro-laser cannon. Electro-laser cannon confirmed destroyed. Report to allies.
The pull of the drag chute would be a little asymmetrical, yeah.
Large missile fire from Nevada.
Stop the electro-laser cannon from firing.
Large missile is on its way. Incoming in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Fuck.
Missile down. Prepare a second launch. Disable that cannon again.
So your fault.
Bandit is down. Almost on you. Target acquired. Bandit has opened fire.
Hold on, Nugget.
Electro-laser cannon confirmed destroyed. Report to allies.
Enemy electro-laser cannon is back online. Large missile fired from Nevada.
Stop the electro-laser cannons from firing.
Large missile is on its way. Incoming in 5, 4,
Woo!
3.
Actually, in a rest trick for sure. Oh, okay. All right.
Number 2, 5, 6, and 3. It's no good. Massive damage to all
Right on the airframe. Okay.
red lights
Cool.
across the board in all sections. All control has been lost. Complete engine failure. Altitude
Space Spiritus has been destroyed. You've come a long way on Terra Squadron. This conflict has honed you into fine pilots. You've got what it takes to save America. The hostiles may have lost their big guns, but that doesn't mean they're ready to back down.
Kings.
The final battle's almost here.
Alright, so we got one more aircraft for today, and it's the last Russian aircraft on the list. And this is basically the version of the Burkett that I actually like. I just don't like this game's version of the thing. It's special weapon loadout. Yeah, we'll do this one.
This is an important mission.
All right. Yeah, our final one is the S-32, the prototype of the S-47 or Su-47. This aircraft has incredible mobility. I don't believe this is an actual. I think this is just a concept. So I don't really have any real strange stats for you. But as for base game stats, this has a speed of 70, air-to-air of 50, air-to-ground of 40, mobility of 65, stability of 50, and a base or a defense of 50. Granted, this stat-wise is a much and loadout-wise is a not as good as the Burkett, which is unusual because usually it's the other way around. But it does not have the asymmetrical tail boom, and it's also got thrust vectoring. So I tend to like it better, but that's just me. As for our parts, we've got yeah, I guess this would be the closest. Got the C-cycle engine, the light engine, or the rocket motor MD. I went with the C-cycle for speed. For wings, we've got the extra ladder, the extra canard, the thornback, the advanced actuator, and the advanced blended wing body, which actually pulls its performance stats up above the Burkett's, in my opinion. Armor, we've got scale armor, anti-ground, advanced titanium, and the special alloy. I think we'll actually go with the scale. And for our avionics, we've got tracer, salamander, fire extinguisher, and Argus. I'm going to go ahead and go with the tracer. As for liveries, we have the light brown camo. No. It doesn't look like. Is that light brown? Maybe it is. Got Alex Squadron livery, which is pure black. Dark brown desert camo. Okay. Grabic. Bright red with white tail stripes. And the 3-tone white camo from Smirnova's SU-47 from Ace 4. We're going to go with Grabic. We're also armed with a GSH 30-1 30mm autocannon. 90 R60 aphids. 60 AIM 9X Sidewinder high cams. 120 lightweight Python 3s. And 30 heavyweight AIM 132 ASRAMs. We're going to go with the aphids. We're also armed with 12, what should be R27 Alamos, but instead we have AIM 7 Sparrows. 12, what should be KAB 500, 500 kilogram guided bombs, but instead we have the GBU 16 payplate. 11 sustainable infrared countermeasure shells, or the IRCM. Not really sure how that one works. And then we've got 13, what should be KH-31 Kryptons, but are actually AGM-88 harms for the LAGM. But we're going to use the Alamos.
Antera Squadron, launch.
All right, final mission, everybody.
This is Rescue Unit Paper Wasp. Do you copy? I'm heading in to recover the lost. Never thought I'd fly through a battlefield, though. I hope you're as good as they say you are. I'm counting on you.
Defend the rescue helicopter from hostile pursuit and escort them safely.
Yeah, this one's tail booms are even. So it makes me feel better.
Man is located ahead of the chopper.
Shit.
Defend the rescue unit from enemy fire.
They're lacking in numbers. Stay focused and take them down.
Rescue unit is proceeding as planned.
Target confirmed. This is Paper Wasp. I'm still in the clear. The chopper! Aim for the chopper!
But yeah, both the Burkett and the S-32 would have been low visibility. I don't know if they would technically be stealth. Because I'm not sure what their RAM coding, or if they had RAM coding. But they did have internal weapon space, so they would have been low visibility. Also, generally, they were built with low visibility shape in mind,
They're planning on flanking the chopper. Watch out.
as in no right angles. Son of a bitch.
Touched. Target confirmed.
Oh, shit.
We've reached the destination. I'm heading into the city. Just try and get
Alright, I tried to get you, and I won.
Campus to Antera Squad. We have an emergency situation. A fire has broken out in the refinery of the city. Part of the pipeline is now in flames. The flames are preventing the rescue helicopter from getting close enough to the target. I need you to attack this mining plant and trigger the pipeline safety valves. Every second counts. Good luck, Antares.
The mining plant is displayed on the HUD.
Hostile reinforcements are closing in. They've got numbers. Antares, the helicopter has escaped the area, but you still have a duty to defend it.
Approximately 30% of enemies around the mining plant have been subdued. You're going down. Hostile destroyed. Short is the head of the International Insurance Auditing Organization currently in the city. We have our order. Let's show them what we've got.
The pipeline safety valves have been activated. One area remaining. We're doing well. Half of the enemy forces in the area have been suppressed. One more and the fires will be totally extinguished. Clear the way for the rescue helicopter.
Hostile destroyed.
Are they now?
Down. Got him.
We have control of the area. It's just a matter of clearing out remaining hostiles.
Hostile destroyed.
Damn it. Hey Gio, welcome to the last mission. We're doing the better Burkett because it's blessedly symmetrical.
The fire in the city is
The S-32.
Antares Squadron.
With Usteen emblems because we don't have Belkin emblems. Strike 10, poor buggers. They
The
got
rescue
C.
unit has returned.
What? There is no C! What are you talking about?
Good. So far, everything's been looking good. Now we just need to get the hell out of here. Lead the way. Oh, they're after us. No need to worry, sir. We're protected by some of the best. Hey! How many more of these bad guys are there? Oh, God! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die!
Fox 1.
Calm down, sir. Now, please, keep your squeaking to yourself. Bandit acquired. Got him! Bandit is down. More of them! They're catching up! Can't you fly any faster? Okay. Oh, God! Can't you fly any safer?
Yeah. We're in the middle of Arabia.
Paper walk. Our VIP is sleeping like a baby. Okay, now let's get out of here.
See you
Don't
soon.
look at you, eh?
Oh, there's plenty of those.
Hostile destroyed.
Dodge that.
Enemy down.
She liked the gameplay of A7, but not so much the story. Okay, well, at least she had fun. That's all we can ask.
I have visual on target.
Will she replay it, or is it a one and done? One done. All right. I'm glad she enjoyed her playthrough. Back. F-15 for the win.
Enemy down. This is Paper Wasp. I've reached target destination. All in one piece, too. I should be okay on my own from here.
Roger that. How is Sleeping Beauty doing?
Not sure about the beauty part. He's still sleeping.
All right, and with that, this episode of the showcase comes to a
Good work,
close.
Antares Squadron. Let's have
Assuming I don't have a massive migraine tomorrow, we have on the docket Dragon Age Awakening and Batman Arkham Knight. And again, assuming I don't have massive migraines for the entire weekend, Saturday we have The Witcher 3. Sunday we've got Baldur's Gate 3, and Monday we've got Final Fantasy 9. By Wednesday, the migraine should be done, and we'll have Horizon Zero Dawn and Ace Combat 4. Then next week on the showcase, I will preview the next 6th aircraft.
Mr. LeBlanc is alive and well, and there were no serious injuries among the...
Thank you, Nugget. Yeah, we're going to be on the northern edge of it. How much snow we're going to get, not sure. But I don't think we have any wind advisories. It's just going to be snow and cold. I'm not too worried about the snow. I'm more worried about migraines and headaches and crap. Anyway, the next 6th aircraft, we start with the Japanese aircraft with the F1. Then we've got the F2 Viper Zero. And then after that, we start getting into the fictionals. So our 3rd aircraft will be the XFA-24 Apolis. Then we've got, for our 4th aircraft, the YR-302 Fregata. For our 5th aircraft, we have my favorite of this game, the YR-99 Fornius. And for our 6th aircraft, we have the XR-45 Caliburn. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you had fun. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you guys whenever I see you next. Take care. Have a great evening. And good night.